All right, fellas, how we doing? This is Coach G coming at you again. Ready to get the series rocking and rolling, guys. I told you about it last night. We're going to be doing a video a day, just breaking down MI-TRAC and what it's meant to me and the men that I work with one-on-one. Gotten a lot of great feedback, guys. Thank you guys for showing me some of the love out there with the rest of the videos. Got a great series for this month, just really breaking down MI-TRAC. So what exactly is MI-TRAC for you guys out there, right? Well, for those of y'all who don't know, MI-TRAC is a philosophy that I had to create to help me really manage my life. It was something that I thought was going to be just for me, but I found out a lot of other men really connected with it and saw the connection between MI-TRAC as well as making sure they had a proper identity. And that's what we're going to really discuss over the next month. During the month of February, as I discuss MI-TRAC with you guys day in, day out, we're talking about a couple key things. We're going to be looking at your identity, and we're going to couple that with the philosophy of MI-TRAC, and we're going to talk about MI-TRAC briefly real quick. And what MI-TRAC simply is, guys, is the three core areas that I sat down and I said, okay, if I had to strip away everything, and I mean absolutely everything, what do I need to be successful in absolutely every area of life, no matter what happened? And for me, what that came down to was I had to have a strong mindset about what I approach. We're going to talk about that, guys. Mindset might be one word, but it means so many different things. I had to have the appropriate areas of trust. You know, we're going to talk a lot about that and why I place trust even above love and fear. And then lastly, guys, I really had to know what the action was that I had to do. You know, that almost ties in directly to a lot of us in terms of how we associate our identity in life, right? We do a lot of comparison, especially men. And by the way, please know that, you know, I'm a guy, so I can only relate this to guys. I designed this with men in mind. Women, you look at it, you see something, definitely take it, because you guys have a lot of great influence in the young men that we're developing for the next generation. But I'm a man, and I can only speak to men. But what I also do know as it relates to women is that, hey, if you looked up and saw a lot more men being a lot more secure in themselves and handling their business appropriately, I think you all be in a happier place as well across the board. So I want to take a second really just to acknowledge that right there, guys. I mean, I'm really talking to you right now during this time, right? Now, with identity, here's what's important about identity. For me, and I'll just talk about me and maybe you can relate to it, right? But identity became a series of things that when I wanted to identify myself as a man, it was just about these different benchmarks and labels and roles I either acquired or gave myself, right? I mean, let's think about it, fellas, really. I mean, hey, age 18, right? You get a license and then you're 18 and you're supposed to be a man. I mean, what, when you could buy your first drink at 21, you're supposed to be a man? When you get married, first time you have sex, maybe? How about when you get your good job and you get your home and all these things work? Or maybe when you're a top producer somewhere, right? Well, I was all those things. You know, and through a series of crazy, dumbass mistakes that I made and a lot of not knowing of myself, I lost every single bit of that. We're going to talk about that. I'm about as open a book as you can get when it comes to talking to people. And when I'm going to discuss my faults in this process, because I figured that if I already went through that process, if I can speak ahead of time and stop one of you guys from doing the same mistake, this whole thing was worthwhile to begin with. But when I lost all that, guys, when all those roles, all those labels, all the positions I had acquired were gone, that's when I really didn't know who the hell I was. I mean, the only thing that I knew for sure was that I had a name, and I wasn't really too proud of what that name brought me. So the small identity I did have at that time was a poor shell of what it should have been. And when I didn't have an identity, guys, it was a piece for me that it sent me everywhere. You know, I'm lucky to be here now today with the crazy pieces that I went through, several dealing with addiction after addiction in that process, guys. And like I said, we'll talk about all that. But when I found out my identity, guys, I got to tell you, it's what allowed me to just be that much more in every one of those other roles. And when I took my identity and I combined it with the philosophy of MI-TRAC, guys, it set me on a course to not just get even in life and get back what I lost, but to really get it back better. So, listen, guys, we're going to have a great time. We're going to talk about MI-TRAC. Coming up tomorrow, guys, we're talking specifically about your identity. We're going to break down how I achieve my identity and how you can do the exact same thing for you guys. Stay tuned. Subscribe with me at Coach G on YouTube.com. Get in contact with me on Facebook. Drop me a line. Send me an email. Whatever works out best for you guys. Do me one big favor, though. If you got a special man in your life, make sure you tag him on the post. Connect him to this video series. It's going to change his life, guaranteed. Take it easy, guys. Peace.